Hello and welcome to class. I'd like to show you around the Blackboard platform and how the class is laid out. So some students get to Blackboard through the ACTC homepage, so you can go that way, www.ashland.kctcs.edu. That's probably a typical way, and then go through My Path. But you can also go directly to your Blackboard shell through elearning.kctcs.edu. And that way, if My Path would ever be down, that's another direct way to get there. But however you get to Blackboard, and then click on your courses, and we're going to look at summer. So if it's not on the right semester, you might have to use the drop down. We're looking at the summer college algebra course. All right, so once we're in the course, you'll notice that down the left-hand side, there are multiple options. We mainly only use two things there. One is this Blackboard Collaborate, and it's just the neatest thing. I don't know if you've used it in your other classes and met your class online, but you can click in the course room, and we can meet here. If you have questions, you can share your webcam and your microphone if you like. Let me show you down here. You'll notice that when you log in, the automatic is that you're muted and that you're not sharing your video. So you'll have to unclick those and allow access if we want to see and talk. But that's a place that we can meet online should you need tutoring or you want to just discuss any of the class material throughout the summer. So just know that that is there. That's an option for us. The other thing I use a lot of is the announcements. And I'm not sure everybody's aware that the announcements are on that left-hand side of the screen. It's not maybe overly obvious because I don't know. This is the teacher view, so yours may not have all these options. But anyway, those are the only two that I know of that we'll be using, that I've used in my classes. Blackboard Collaborate to meet online, and then the announcement. So I do make a lot of announcements every time I think of something just to remind you about or encourage you throughout the semester. I'll post it here. When I make an announcement, it also sends a copy to your email, and it should alert you on your app on your phone if you're using that. So just be aware and be sure to check in with the announcements every now and then. And so I'll be updating those before you get started. But anyway, that's another way we can communicate. And so I do communicate best through email. I like the email feature to send it to cindy.shelton@kctcs.edu, and I also have that in my syllabus. But there is this messaging right here, and that's not as user-friendly for me. It doesn't alert me on my cell phone. I have to log back into Blackboard. It's just not easy for me to see those messages, but I will try to check those as often as I can, but it's not best, so I do prefer to send me an email to just an email, please. All right, so that's that. Then over to the main part of the course in the middle here. So you'll see these boxes. Those are modules, and when you click on them, they drop down and expand. And then there's information inside of each module. This is all the nuts and bolts of the class, the syllabus, some information about me and also how to contact me. And then this video that I'm making right now will be posted right here. So if anything I say, you don't need to write it down. You can always go back and watch the video and remind yourself. So it'll be posted there. The syllabus, of course, and the course calendar. Those are important information. So I should just not discourage you in any way because number one, you just can do this. You can absolutely do this course. A lot of students find a lot of success by taking summer courses in the fact that they are condensed. It keeps you focused and alert to what you're doing. You never have downtime, so you never say, oh, I don't have to think about that till next week. So the good news is students do oftentimes do very well in summer courses. But you need to go in with your eyes wide open and know it is expected that you will work on it every day. Or, I mean, you can take some days off, but you're going to have to work hard on the days that you're not taking off. There's just a lot of material. We take a whole semester, normally a 15, 16-week course, and we condense it down. This one is just a summer 1 course, so to just 4 weeks, really. It's got a part of a 5th week there, so it's about 4.5-week course. So that's a lot. And for this this course in particular, it already has a lot of material in it. For the length of a big semester, it's hard to get it covered. So in summer, it's like, wow. So just be aware what you've signed up for, but you can do it. And like I said, students are highly successful in my summer courses. So it's not been an issue unless you just don't have time to do this. If you're working full time and you have other obligations in the evenings and you're only going to have Saturday and Sunday. I don't know that a student could do this class on just a Saturday, Sunday. You will need to put in more hours than that. So basically, so that's my word on that. You can do it, but you just need to be aware. Each week is cram full. So each week we do at least a chapter. You'll notice this first week, May 17th through the 23rd, what is due is an entire chapter of work. Each one of these chapters has a lecture associated with it. It's about an hour lecture on each section, and then it may take you, I don't know, 30 minutes or something to do the homework on each. So say an hour and a half per section times 8 sections, and kind of do the math on that. And that's if it just goes perfectly for you. And if you need more time to tutor and go over the video, it could be longer. But at a minimum, that's what's going on there. So the first major chapter we do, chapter 1, is due on the 24th. Most of my deadlines are on Mondays. You'll notice that, Monday midnight Eastern Standard Time. Oh, I should back up and say, what's up with this chapter R stuff? There is a review chapter. If you haven't had algebra in a while, and even if you have had algebra, the review chapter is just chock full of helpful things like how to factor and some foundational things, kind of the pre-algebra stuff before you get into the course material. So that is on there, and it says note chapter R. The review homework is optional. It's not included in the grading, but I did add some supplements to the course just in case you wanted the review. All right. Okay, then after we do chapter 1, it's chapter 2. It's kind of follows right along in line. And then week 3 has chapter 3, and chapter 5 only has 2 sections in it. You'll see here 5.1 and 5.5. So I went ahead and put, since chapter 3 is sort of a shorter chapter, it has 5 sections. I put 5 with that. I had to crunch something in together to get through the schedule. Then the 4th week is chapter 4. So I'm saying everything's due from the chapter work by June 14th. Then we head into your finals week. I am going to say you can have through that Saturday, that is a Saturday, June the 19th, to take your test and to work on your study guide. So that is kind of the schedule to follow. You can always work ahead. All the material is open on day 1. So you can work ahead as you have extra time to help with that. But just stay ahead of the deadlines. There will be, 4 or 5 deadlines. You can ask for 1 deadline extension, not including the final. We got to finish up and turn in grades at that point. But any of the other deadlines, you can ask for 1 deadline extension per semester. There is a syllabus quiz that I'd like you to start with that. And then various things there. So please be sure to read all of those little tidbits I have in there for you. All right, so outside of that module, the next thing you see is My Lab Math Gradebook. You need to be aware that we will be using a program called My Lab Math to do your math assignments. You paid a little in your tuition pricing for that, so your book and your materials were included in your pricing that you paid. So it's here for you on day 1, and that is the where everything lies in this course. It is linked through this My Lab Math. So you should know that I do this platform, and that will be where your gradebook is as well. You may be used to using the Blackboard gradebook, so you need to be aware that I do not use the Blackboard gradebook because all of your assignments are inside of this My Lab Math. So it's just more reasonable for it to be where your grade is as well. Okay, and Now, see, that one's my link, so y'all don't see that one. But there's 2 links, the grade book, so you can always see your grade at any point in the semester. And then this other one, My Lab Math Student Links. When you open that, it has various things, but the number one thing is all assignments. So I put that at the top so you could always click in to see all the assignments due in the semester. It has the due date for each one. The syllabus quiz, that's where we'll start, and the due date. Go ahead and take that on day 1. Let's just get that taken care of. Let's just move right on past that as soon as you can. But it does have a due date. You'll notice there's no due date on the Chapter R assignments because those were optional. That's just there for you for practice and review material. So first thing up, Chapter 1. All this first chapter and the related quizzes are due that first week, that first Monday, the 31st. Then we proceed to Chapter 2, and so on and so forth. There's a midterm exam after Chapter 2. None of the exams for the summer are proctored, so you will be able to take those at your convenience at home. All right, so that's all that information. You do notice these open in a new window, so you can go back to the other tab to get back out of that. So that's all the assignments, and then the textbook. This is where you can go in and actually read the textbook, the Pearson e-text. So you do have access to the textbook. There it is. All right. Okay, and then the others, there's some things like some other supplements you can look through, but those are the main 2 that we'll use throughout the course, mainly this first one. Also, you should know that the links for all the assignments are also inside my module. So when you look at the review chapter, you'll see that this optional practice, it is also linked. So you can go directly that way as well, and there's your homework problems. So again, these were the optional review. Let's see if I can show you a little bit more of that. So there are question helps within each homework problem. You can view an example, watch a video, read the textbook. You can send me an email and say, all of that, I tried that, and we just need to talk. If you send me an Ask the Instructor, it sends that to my email address, and then I know we need to talk about that. I can meet you on the Blackboard Collaborate or try to email about it, but we can... that way it alerts me. But try all the helps there, see if they're helpful first, and but know that there are helps in the homework. All right. Now, if it's a quiz, let's find a quiz. Here's week 1. We start with the classroom lecture, so we should always watch the lecture as if you were in class. Also, there's some sample problems. Sometimes this is me that I've worked out my personal lectures. And then there's some notes. You can download the notes and follow along. All right, so I expect you to watch the lectures, and then you proceed to the homework. So there's a homework assignment, 1.1, in a new window. Okay, and then I was going to show you a quiz. If it's a quiz, there are no helps. You may have had another math class and already know that, but I'm never sure about that. But you'll see no help on the quiz. You have to take the whole quiz, and then you can take it again if you didn't get the score that you wanted before the deadline. You can take it 0 of unlimited, you notice here, so you can take it again until you get the score that you're trying for. So try to start early, you know, and if you're missing stuff, that means maybe you need to go back and watch the lecture, or maybe you need to read the notes again. Go back into the homework, and you can do that. All right, and then you just keep proceeding, and then you move to the next module, and so on and so forth. So just kind of keep track of your timing, work ahead as best you can. Just know what the pace is that you need to do to get where you're going, and then when you finish Chapter 2, you take the midterm exam. There's always a study guide for these exams. Printable one if you want to print it out and work on it first, but the official assignment is the study guide that's online, and then you take the test. Once it's opened, you have a 1 2-hour attempt on that. I'll send the password. I did put a password on the midterm and the final just because I didn't want you to accidentally click on that when you were looking through assignments, and then, you know, it would time out on you. So I didn't want you to do that. accidentally. So I did put passwords, and I'll be communicating with you through the announcements and emails, and we can talk later about that. But if you have any further questions about the course, I hope you'll be open to reach out to me and let me know if I'm sure there's something I forgot to tell you. And I just want you to know I wish you the very best of success this semester.